Welcome to Black Coffee, the refill. I'm Mark Lamont Hill alongside Gia Peppers and Jameer Pine, and we are blessed to have some special guests with us in the building today. We have the daughter and grandson of the late Dr. Sebi, who was renowned for his work with the late Lisa Left Eye Lopez and his controversial work with holistic medicine. Please welcome Kellie and Izeal Bowman to Black Coffee. Thank you all.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You know, it's funny, we use the word controversial in holistic health, which, as I'm saying it out loud,
Sounds crazy.
I don't even like the because there's nothing controversial about holistic health itself, right? But your father, your grandfather left such a legacy. First of all, what does it mean for you all to hear so much about him now? You know, in the post Nipsey Hussle's death, we hear a lot about him. People who didn't know about him before know about him now. What does that mean?
Well, it raises a question. What really did this man do to impact Nipsey Hussle? And that's something that's very interesting because he's at a different era of what we're used to seeing. And so you would think, as a community advocate, Nipsey Hussle, that he would have different projects at his age, but he ran across Dr. Sebi. And what did that mean for us? What did that mean for his era? It meant a lot because it wasn't a new thought. It was just not an uncovered thought. So we celebrate that. Just like when we celebrated when Lisa Lopez was involved. We celebrated when quite a few out there have found out who Dr. Sebi was. So this here is a back to center when it comes to knowing who he is, and I appreciate it. I never got to meet him, but I love his thoughts. So we celebrate that right now because it's a very important subject. Yeah.
I was gonna say on the show we just had, we were talking about conspiracy theories, and so there's always these theories, especially surrounding Nipsey Hussle, because of his involvement with the documentary with your father and with your grandfather, that the government or whomever had him assassinated. What are your thoughts of that? Because I don't know if I'm sure you've heard that, but what are your thoughts?
Well, when Nipsey first passed, most people thought, oh, well, he died because he was going to put out a documentary about Dr. Sebi. Then 3 hours later, they found the shooter, found the killer, then all the speculations went out the window. It's just that our society always, when negative things happen or tragedies happen, we quick to jump to an opinion instead of always knowing facts. So the fact that Nipsey Hussle didn't die over doing a documentary, and it's like, it make you think, well, why would they want to kill Nipsey over doing the documentary if he wasn't Dr. Sebi or he wasn't healing people? Yes, he was talking about the message, but theory on killing Nipsey Hussle, no, there's no conspiracy theory. Nipsey Hussle died, in gang violence, something that was very tragic to our society and to hip hop, period.
Yeah, it's always sad to see. We were just talking about how a lot of the times the Black community, because we are paranoid, because conspiracy theories have been proven, we often go to paranoia before we go to the facts. And I think people are reacting in a way because it's just so hard to see Nipsey gone, to see so many incredible leaders gone. But how does it feel to see your father's legacy continue? And what are the things that you hope? Like you were talking about the message. What is the biggest message that you hope they take from your father and your grandfather's legacy?
That the truth will set you free. And sometimes you have to die for the truth. And that's okay because that gives courage. It shows courage. It is what we are founded off of as people. So keep that strength. And that's what's important today, is that we take that strength and move it on in the style that we need to move it on, but it is the truth. Sometimes the truth is not, it's not always popular, and it's not always easy. So when you hear the truth, and you know that you, in your heart, that the truth is where you need to be to find the organic part of you. And he fought a good fight. He fought a good fight. But we need to know what our fight is and how does this apply to us. So my takeaway from all of this is make that truth your own. And when you do, you just may have to die for it. And that's okay, because I live in that courage and that fearlessness of the truth. So that's what's important.
What was his truth? If someone said, Who is Dr. Sebi? What do you say?
That's a good question. He was a father. He was a writer. He was a journalist. He was a scientist. He was a jokester. He was a man who knew that he was sick and he needed to be healed first. So in healing himself first, what did it do for us? It taught us through natural healing that it can be done with the courage that we all possess inside. So we must look at that and say, this was a man just like us walking down the street, sick and tired of being sick, going to the doctors like everybody else, feeling defeated. Impotency makes a man feel defeated. So he walked around defeated. So with that being said, he had to make a change, and he did, because I sit before you, and so does his grandson. So what does that mean to us? We can be fearless. So who is this man? He is a man who wanted to be well and balanced, and he shared it with us. And that takes such courage and love.
I spent many days with your father. I always learned so much. I could think of him at Black and Nobel in Philadelphia at the bookstores. I could think of him on MLK in Atlanta. I watched him in New York and LA. I mean, just watching him go around and teach us how to live rather than how to die. What are some of the big points of his vision for healthy living in terms of, particularly around food? Because I think that's something that people don't fully understand.
Well, the mucusless diet is a foreign concept only to those who haven't dug deep into the ancient grains or the ancient way of eating. So when you look at the mucusless diet, which, you know, a lot of vegan vegetarians come from that original diet, but we want to heal disease. I don't want to make you okay. I want to make sure you're cured so that you can go on and teach others, so is your family, so we can all live long and not in sickness. So him doing that work on a mucusless diet was the theme and background and concentration of his work. So he had to find the...
What's a mucusless diet for those who don't know?
A mucusless diet is a vegetarian, vegetables and fruits and grains that are originals, that are alkaline. Everything you eat should be alkaline. And to get the body into an alkaline state means disease is not possible. But you have to remove the mucus. How do we get mucus? By what we eat. So by doing that, it allows our body to heal itself. Have you ever cut yourself? Does it heal itself? Then you okay. So you know there's possibility. It's bigger than that. And so the goal is to ensure that the body can heal itself.
If I notice in my family, and Black families all over the country, there's an addiction to food. People getting sick and dying of preventable diseases, prominent in my family, families across the world. How do we break the addiction and change our palates and change our eating habits so that we can use food as medicine?
Well, you know, we've been under generational curses for years and years. And you said something that intrigued me. You said, in your family.
Yes.
It's in everyone's family. You know, disease is created from what? Animals. So if we eating eggs, beef, cheese, and dairy, that's just not in your family. That's a nationwide thing. So we all get the same disease. But how do we break these curses? We stop watching the television. We stop going to 7-Elevens. We stop consuming things that's man-made. If that food in 7-Eleven has a shelf life for over 100 years, what proper nutritional value can it put into your body? But we've been prone, and this has been generational. Your great-grandmother gave it to your mom. Your mom gave it to you. And then the doctor would tell you it's hereditary. Well, if my mom been giving me bacon, my grandmother ate bacon, we all get diabetes. We all get high blood pressure. We all get high cholesterol from genetically modified foods, which destroys the body. Like my auntie said, a mucusless diet is key. Plant-based diet is the best thing for us, especially right now. Look at all the food right now. 80% of our American people are eating processed food, food-like products. I'm gonna say that again, food-like products.
Food-like products.
Food-like.
What's a food-like product? Give me an example.
anything from 7-Eleven, Skittles, Snickers, Doritos, cereals, you know,
Cheese.
Kellogg's, cheese.
Cheese-like products. You can go to the grocery store. It'll tell you cheese-like, juice-like.
Right.
That's true. It should be like 0%, contain 0%.
Right, yeah, yeah.
64 ounces with nothing in it.
Yeah,
It's all
concentrate.
kinds of stuff. We want to hear more about this. I also want to hear about this documentary Nick Cannon's working on with you all. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back for the next refill, I want to hear all about that.
Perfect.
All right, I got to find me.